Nintendo's eShop is on fire right now. Massive sale, too many good games, and not nearly enough wallet. Let's count down 15 deals you need to grab before they vanish. First up, Celeste, a pixel-perfect platformer that's equal parts challenge, charm, and emotional gut punch. You play as Madeline, climbing this mystical, metaphorical mountain while battling her own inner doubts, and a few nasty platforming sections. Every single jump is tight, every death teaches you something, and when you finally nail a tricky section, it feels incredible. But what really makes it special is its heart. It's about mental health, perseverance, and the quiet power of not giving up. The music, stunning. The art, simple but packed with soul. It's tough, sure, but it's the good kind of tough. The kind that makes you want to try one more time. If you've somehow missed this one, grab it now. Celeste is a Switch essential. Next up, Cocoon, and this one's pure brain candy. It's a surreal puzzle adventure from one of the creators of Inside and Limbo, and it's built around one of the coolest mechanics ever, carrying worlds inside worlds. You're this little beetle explorer hopping in and out of glowing orb worlds, solving puzzles that layer into each other like cosmic nesting dolls. There's zero dialogue, just sound design, color, and that satisfying rhythm of discovery. It's short, smart, and beautifully strange. The kind of game you finish and instantly want to talk about. If you love clever, minimalist indies that mess with your brain in the best way possible, Cocoon's a must-play. Alright, this one's a vibe shift. Killer Frequency is part horror, part radio drama, and totally unique. You play as a small-town DJ doing your late-night show when the phones start lighting up because there's a killer on the loose. It's your job to keep callers calm, give advice, and maybe, just maybe, save them. Every choice matters, and every sound effect keeps you guessing. It's tense, clever, and has just enough dark humor to keep things fun instead of terrifying. Think Firewatch meets Scream, but told through radio static and smooth voice acting. It's such a cool concept that you'll wish more games tried stuff like this. And on sale, it's a steal for the atmosphere alone. If you've never yelled, "Move, I'm chopping onions" at your best friend, then you haven't lived. Overcooked Special Edition is chaotic couch co-op perfection. Part cooking sim, part friendship stress test. You and your crew run a kitchen that constantly throws nonsense at you. Conveyor belts, earthquakes, even kitchens that split in half mid-shift. It's frantic, funny, and way more satisfying than it has any right to be. The Switch version is buttery smooth, with all the original content and DLC bundled in, so you get tons of levels and just as many arguments. But honestly, that's the fun. Few games turn pure chaos into laughter this well. Pro tip, communication saves lives and soup. Alright, deep breath. Time for something slower, quieter, and a lot more cosmic. Outer Wilds is one of those rare games that makes you feel tiny in the best way possible. You explore a little solar system trapped in a time loop, uncovering ancient secrets, alien ruins, and the heartbreaking truth about why the universe keeps resetting. There's no combat, no hand-holding, just curiosity and discovery. Every planet feels alive, every clue connects, and every aha moment hits like a ton of stardust. It's haunting, emotional, and kind of magical. One of those games you finish and just sit in silence for a bit. If you like thinking games that make you feel something big, Outer Wilds is that game. Need a break from introspection? How about blasting robots in a Wild West shootout? Wild Guns Reloaded is a glorious throwback to 90s arcade energy. Part gallery shooter, part fever dream of cowboy steampunk chaos. You dodge bullets, fire back, and rack up scores like it's still the SNES era. The Reloaded version updates everything with smoother performance, sharper art, and extra characters, but it still feels delightfully old school. It's tough, fast, and way more stylish than it needs to be. If you love games that don't waste your time, just pure action, pure satisfaction, this one's perfect for quick pick up and play bursts. Plus, that soundtrack, absolute banger. Time for some absolute couch chaos. Rounds takes the simple idea of a one-on-one shooter and cranks it into pure insanity. You and a friend battle it out with physics-based guns, crazy bounces, and ridiculous upgrades that stack after every round. Lose once, you get a random buff. Maybe you shoot faster, maybe your bullets curve like boomerangs, or maybe gravity just gives up. By the 5th round, it's less shooting and more two demigods breaking the laws of physics. The art's simple, the matches are short, and the laughter never stops. Especially when both players have so many upgrades that the screen just melts into chaos. It's the perfect just one more game title, and spoiler alert, you'll say that at least 10 times. Need something more chill after all that? Potion Craft Alchemist Simulator is pure cozy chemistry. You run a tiny medieval potion shop, grinding herbs, mixing brews, and haggling with weird villagers who always seem one sip away from disaster. The art looks like an old storybook, the sound design is soothing, and every successful potion feels oddly satisfying, like you're discovering secret recipes no one else knows. There's zero rush, just experimentation, discovery, and a surprising amount of charm. It's perfect for winding down after action-heavy games, like gaming's version of lighting a candle and brewing tea. Seriously, it's alchemy therapy, and yes, you will accidentally blow up your first cauldron. Okay, cozy time's over. Grab your Joy-Cons because the House of the Dead remake is here to bring back that glorious light gun arcade chaos. It's a full remake of the 90s zombie shooter classic, complete with modern graphics, motion controls, and that hilariously bad B-movie dialogue we all secretly love. You mow down hordes of undead, rescue panicking scientists, and try not to laugh when someone yells "Don't come" for the 50th time. It's short, intense, and endlessly replayable, perfect for a night of popcorn and nostalgia. And honestly, swinging the Joy-Cons like an arcade blaster just feels right. It's cheesy in the best way, like a horror movie you can actually shoot your way through. Paper Trail is one of those games that looks adorable until you realize it's quietly melting your brain in the best way possible. You play as a young scholar setting out on her first big adventure, but the world itself is literally made of paper. Every puzzle involves folding and twisting the environment to connect paths, reveal secrets, or create new routes. It's part storybook, part origami magic trick. The visuals are soft and cozy, with watercolor vibes that make every scene feel like a bedtime story come to life. But don't be fooled, some of those puzzles are seriously clever. You'll fold the screen thinking there's no way this'll work, and then it does. It's clever, calming, and totally unique. The kind of game you can play slowly with a warm drink and zero stress. Time to crank the chaos back up. Worms W.M.D. is classic cartoon warfare. Equal parts strategy, slapstick, and total nonsense. You control a squad of tiny, sarcastic worms armed with bazookas, ninja ropes, and the legendary exploding sheep. The goal? Blow your friends to bits. Politely. Every match feels like a Saturday morning cartoon gone off the rails. Someone always misses a shot and accidentally nukes themselves, and somehow that's even better. The Switch version adds smooth controls, local multiplayer, and all the same ridiculous weapons that make it impossible to stop laughing. It's simple, endlessly replayable, and the kind of game where just one more round turns into 2 hours of glorious disaster. Monster Sanctuary is what happens when Pokemon meets a Metroidvania, and the combo works shockingly well. You explore a sprawling 2D world, collect and train monsters, and use their abilities to reach new areas, solve puzzles, and uncover hidden secrets. The battles are turn-based but strategic. It's all about combos, buffs, and planning instead of brute force. The pixel art's gorgeous, the soundtrack's chill, and the pacing is super cozy. It's one of those games you start playing just to check it out, and suddenly it's 2 a.m. What's really cool is how each monster you raise actually changes how you explore. You're not just fighting, you're building your own adventure toolkit. A perfect pick for players who love both collecting and exploring, and one of the best indie RPGs on the eShop right now. Okay, this one looks like a fairy tale, until you realize it's more Pan's Labyrinth than Disney. By Sweet Carole is a hand-drawn horror adventure inspired by classic European animation, and honestly, it's gorgeous and unsettling at the same time. You play as a young girl named Lana exploring an abandoned orphanage and a strange world full of sinister rabbits. The animation looks like it was pulled straight from a 1970s storybook, but the tone? Way darker. It's not your typical jump scare horror. It's all atmosphere, puzzles, and quiet dread. Think Coraline vibes, but cranked up a notch. It's a perfect pick for fans of eerie storytelling and vintage art styles. And on the Switch screen, those painted backdrops look incredible. Let's lighten things back up. Totally Accurate Battle Simulator is pure comedy gold. You set up armies of wobbly stickmen, cavemen, samurai, pirates, even Zeus, and then just watch chaos unfold. There's no strategy that makes sense here. Half the fun is watching your genius plan collapse as your troops fling themselves into the abyss. The ragdoll physics are ridiculous. The sandbox mode is endless, and every match ends with that perfect "what just happened?" laugh. It's the ideal game to unwind with, or to show your friends when you need something silly after a long day. And if you ever wanted to see a mammoth go toe-to-toe with a horde of vampires, well, now's your chance. And we're ending strong with some shell-shocked nostalgia. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splintered Fate. This one's a roguelike brawler that feels like Hades met TMNT, and it totally works. You can swap between all 4 turtles, each with their own fighting styles, upgrade runs, unlock new abilities, and dive back in for just one more attempt. The combat is fast, flashy, and surprisingly deep, perfect for quick handheld sessions or marathon couch runs. Plus, the art style nails that comic book punchy energy. It's got co-op, tons of replay value, and just the right mix of nostalgia and modern design. If you grew up shouting cowabunga at your TV, this one's a no-brainer. And that's the sale. 15 games totally worth the download. Which one's stealing your attention first? Drop it in the comments. I love seeing what everyone's playing. And hey, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next big batch of Hidden Switch gems.